Hey y'all, how you doing? It's Lauren. Today I'm going to be coming at you with one of my family's favorite dishes. I introduced them to this meal pretty much as soon as we became a blended family. The kids had never had it before. It is called beef tostadas. And when I say it is a favorite, I mean I make it at least once a week, if not more. I know that if I put this on the table, my kids are going to eat it up and they're going to be full and satiated and nobody's going to complain. So follow along with me as I make this really easy dish. This week I made one of my family's favorite meals, beef tostadas. I make this 2, if not 3 times a month, and it's always a guaranteed plate cleaner. Plus, it's super easy and quick to make. My basic ingredients for this dish are tostada shells, ground beef, refried beans, taco seasoning, and lettuce and cheese for the toppings. I actually made fresh pinto beans prior to this meal, so they were still on the stove. That's why they're not pictured here. To start, I need to make the refried beans. First, I'm using some leftover bacon grease and I'm going to spoon in some of my pinto beans. Now, you can always use a can of refried beans, but I like to add beans to a variety of different dishes, so I usually make a big batch of beans to use. It's also cheaper if I'm trying to stick to a particular budget. And again, you also don't have to use the leftover bacon grease. That's just something that I had on hand. And if you don't have that, you can feel free to use vegetable oil, canola oil, whatever oil you have. I let the beans saute in the grease for a couple of minutes before adding some of the leftover stock that they cooked in. Then I take a potato masher to make them the smooth refried beans. Now, these are already seasoned, but if I hadn't seasoned them before, then I would normally be adding salt, garlic powder, and onion powder to taste. Now remember that the beans will thicken as they cool, so you may need to add more water later on depending on the consistency that you like. I've already browned the ground beef and I'm going to use a paper towel to soak up some of the excess grease. To do this, I just push the meat to one side so I can soak up the grease on the other side. If there's too much, like there is here, then I'll just spoon it and scoop it out and then throw it away. After that, I'm adding some of the taco seasoning and a bit of water to help it mix in. I don't usually use the whole packet of taco seasoning because I don't usually use a full pound of ground beef. Now here's my husband coming in just to make sure that everything smells delicious. To prep the toppings, first I start shredding up some of the extra sharp cheddar cheese that you see here. Now you can always use pre-shredded cheese to save yourself some time. I just like the taste and texture of freshly grated cheese. This particular block yielded about 2.5 cups of cheese, but you can increase that depending on what your family likes. Now I'm going to chop up some iceberg lettuce. This adds a nice freshness and crunchiness to the tostadas. You can add extra toppings and they're completely up to you. This is just the base of what my family likes. We also make sure to have salsa, sour cream, and avocado on the table if we have it on hand. This last step is completely optional, but I actually like to toast the tostada shells in the oven. I feel like it enhances the flavor somehow. Now that everything's ready, then we can start assembling your tostadas. You start by taking the tostada shell and spreading some of the refried beans across the entire base as your foundation. This also helps everything stick to your tostada. And then I'm going to add some of that ground beef. The ground beef I actually think is optional. I don't tend to use it on mine. Then I'm going to top it with some of the lettuce and the cheese. Feel free to add as much cheese as you want. I do like a lot of it, so I'm just going to keep on going until my tostada says that it can't handle any more of it. And there we go. Let's see what the family thinks. Oops.
Oh, my sauce fell.
Oh no.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Yep.
How is it, Ducky?
Good.
Good. You and your 1.5 pieces.
What?
He said you and your 1.5 pieces.
I can eat two.
But it's good, Nico?
Yeah.
This is how you do it.
Oh no. Dad, it got on your nose. You didn't get no salsa. Dad, it got on your nose.
He's got like white boogers now.
Ew, that's disgusting.
Is it good, babe?
Delicious.
I didn't like that.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and eat.
Bye. Okay, bye.
Okay, guys, as you can see, everyone really loved the meal. Ducky actually ended up going back for another half serving, so which means she ate 2 full tostadas, which if you know anything about little kids, they have pretty tiny stomachs. So I was surprised that she went back. I definitely went back. I mean, hello, I'm kind of like growing a human inside of me. So I wanted another one, and my husband did too. So I had no leftovers whatsoever. Kind of sad though, because I would like to have one for lunch the next day. But if you like this video, please give it a like. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. I'm really enjoying doing these videos, and I hope you enjoy them too. So leave me a comment down below. Tell me if you tried it or if you've done this meal before and you know that your family's going to eat it. I'd like to know. I want to know what you do for your family. Maybe you give me some ideas whenever I want to mix it up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video again, and I'll talk to you later.